A very good morning to all of you. Today we will continue our chapter 4, Turkish invasion of India. Right, class? Earlier we have studied about Mahmud of Ghazni, Muhammad Ghori, and we have left our first battle of Tarin. So, here the topic started. In 1191, the armies of Muhammad Ghori and Prithvi Raj Chauhan fight at Tarin. Muhammad Ghori was decisively, means quickly defeated. But what happened ki Prithviraj made no attempts to remove the Ghori from Punjab. He took them very lightly. Okay? So what happened? This proved to be a great blunder. Okay? Because he thought that they will not create any kind of threat. But Muhammad Ghori began to regroup his forces, and again they had a face off in second battle of Tarin in 1192. This time what happened? Muhammad army was very well prepared for the battle, and Prithviraj appealed to the neighboring kings for help, but they refused it. Okay. So what happened? The most powerful Rajput ruler like Raja Jayachandra of Kannauj and Rajput rulers also, they were refused to participate in that, and Prithviraj was defeated and captured by Muhammad Ghori. His territories were occupied by him. So Muhammad Ghori did not stop at this, and also he started defeating those kings, those who have not helped at the time of Prithviraj Chauhan. Though fight between two peoples, obviously third party will get utilized. So in Battle of Chandwar in 1194, he defeated Raja Jayachandra also. Hence, the Ghori armies access the entire Ganga Yamuna Doab. Okay, so this is the main reason of invasion of the Turk rulers, because of our emperors' disunity with each other. So the question arises, why did the Turks succeed? Though there are different reasons. India lacked political unity, obviously. We fight with each other only, and third party get utilized for that. Then Indian rulers kept small armies. The bulk of the army was under the control of feudal and master chiefs. This made the rulers dependent on the feudal lords. They themselves did not do anything. They depended on their feudal chiefs. Okay, so this is also reason sometimes they cheated them, and they wanted to become independent king like that. So this is the also main problem. And India was also scientifically very backward. No military tactics and advanced techniques were there, and Turks uses advanced techniques and warfare techniques also. In India, slow moving elephants were there and swordsmen, and that Turks are having horses and so many archers. Archers means a person who shook with bow, who is having a smart technique and experience in shooting bows. So this is the thing where we are lacking. And what was the impact of the Turkish invasion? So the invasion covered the way for the establishment of the Delhi Sultanate. It controlled large part of northern India. Rulers of Turks also maintained their own armies, so these armies were trained in new techniques of warfare. So through this, our Indian soldier also learned so many new kind of warfare techniques. Okay. So this was the good impact. Lahore and Multan emerged as new trading centers, and also the contact between the Turks and the Indians gave birth to a composite culture. Composite culture means merging of different religions. Okay, two different regions or just merging of that called composite culture. So here are the things where we have developed